went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Banbury's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bleeding.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. This is the first episode of the Newcastle United news, transfers, rumours and gossip. There will be plenty more episodes coming your way where I update you guys on all things regarding Newcastle United Football Club. There will be a video every single day, if not in a few days' time, so do bear with me. And if you enjoy the new structure, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends and get the word out there, and make sure you put your comments down below what you think about the news. And talking about the news, any paper talk, all links will be down below in the description to each article, so you get to have a look for yourself and judge it for yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the first bit of news, and that was today. Newcastle United took on League One opposition Crewe in a pre-season friendly, gearing up for the new season as we kick off on the 12th of September away to West Ham. So the lads need to get back to full fitness and raring to go for a tough Premier League campaign ahead. Now, it was full time. It finished 3-0 to Newcastle United as expected. There was two different start 11s for each half, as Steve Bruce alluded in the last few days. And I think it was a good thing because it gives the lads that game time which they need to get back to that full fitness and to create problems in Steve Bruce's head that they want to be starting in the start 11 for next season. And given the poor end to the season, I think all players have a chance to get in the start 11 for next season. Now, the game itself wasn't streamed live due to technical problems, but there was a statement released by Grant Pringle. So if you'd like to stop the video here and read out the statement and take it in for yourself, that was the reason why the game was not streamed. Now, it was on Twitter, but it wasn't really tweeted out as much in terms of updates. It was just the odd chance and the odd goal. But there will be highlights on the Newcastle United Twitter and Newcastle United official website very, very soon. So stay tuned and check that out for the goals. And talking of goals, the goals were scored by Andy Carroll, Christian Atsu and Federico Fernandez. And we did also have an injury as the game went on, which was a real concern for us. Now, going into the game, this was the starting 11 for the first half. So in goal was Mark Gillespie. At the back, it was Emil Kraft, Captain Jamal Lascelles, Kieran Clark and Paul Dummett. In the midfield, Jacob Murphy, Isaac Hayden, Dan Barlessa, Alan St. Maximin and Miggy Almiron. And up front, Andy Carroll. Now, that is a decent enough squad there to go to a club like Crewe and score a couple of goals in the first half, but it didn't pan out that way. It did take a bit of time for the lads to get going in the match. From what I'd seen on Twitter, Crewe came out the better side. They had a couple of decent chances. I think, if I'm not wrong, Mark Gillespie was forced into a save on the 8th minute, and that was a good chance for potentially Crewe to take the lead, but we did have to grow into the game, and we did get our first goal of the afternoon by Andy Carroll on 39 minutes. Jamal Lascelles, he clipped a ball over the top to Andy Carroll, and he just headed the ball, took control of it, and he hit it first time as he swiveled, and it went into the bottom right-hand corner, 1-0 to the Toon. And you have to say it was probably coming due to the fact that Crewe were tiring out, due to the fact that it's two divisions apart. We did also have a chance to potentially go on and get a second goal, but unfortunately we didn't put it away. So it was half-time, 1-0 to the Toon. Second half, it was a totally different starting 11, and this was the starting 11. So in goal, Carl Darlow. At the back, DeAndre Yedlin, Federico Fernandez, Florian Lejeune, Javier Manquillo. In the midfield, Henry Asave, Matty Longstaff, John Joe Shelby, Christian Atsu, Sean Longstaff and Dwight Gale. Now, we did get a second goal on 47 minutes. Dwight Gale picking out Atsu at the far post, and he blasted the ball into the roof of the net, 2-0, and you would say game over due to the difference in quality, the fact that we can change our side to what Crewe can do. And yeah, like, it was a good spot by Dwight Gale to pick out Christian Atsu, and he's got his first goal of the new season, albeit in a friendly. And with all the doubters of Christian Atsu, what does that do for him going into the new season? Well, I don't know, but he has got a goal to shut a few people up. Shelby had a couple of chances from free kicks from 20 and 30 yards out, and he both, in those attempts, hit the crossbar, so we could easily have went 3 or 4-0 up. I didn't say in the first half Paul Dummett hit the crossbar as well from 25 yards out, so it could have been 2-0 at half time, but we did get the second goal through Christian Atsu, and I just feel like the second half was dominated by ourselves. But then on 63 minutes, Dwight Gale limped off with an injury, and I'll talk about that in a second. So Dan Barlaser had to come on in his replacement. And then, talking of Dan Barlaser, he assisted Federico Fernandez from a corner for Fernandez to power in with his head into the back of the net. They make a 3-0 to the Toon, and it was all but game over. And we had other chances as well. Sean Longstaff, he put one wide just on stoppage time, and it was full time, 3-0 to Newcastle. Good start to the pre-season, albeit routine win as expected. But the only downside now is that Dwight Gale limped off, and we're struggling, for strikers as it is. We need a striker going into the new season, because what we've got right now isn't good enough. Yes, Carroll scored against Crewe, but is he really going to play a full 90 minutes? No, he's not. He's one of those type players that'll come on for the last 20 minutes. If you're winning 1-0 and you need a second goal, if you're drawing 1-1 and you're looking to see a game out against a better side, or if you're losing 1-0 to make something happen. You look at Joe Linton, he's just got no confidence. I mean, he didn't feature in the game today. And then you look at the likes of Mutu, who is like Casper the Friendly Ghost. You hear about him, but you never see him because he's never in the starting 11, which I don't understand. If we're not going to buy anybody by the sounds of it, then why don't you give Mutu a chance against the League One opposition? And that's the only downside today, that Gale went off injured. How long he's out for, I don't know. We'll find out very, very soon. But that is worrying. We now need a striker, because at this moment in time, this current squad, in my opinion, is weaker than last season's. We need to strengthen big time, because if we don't, then we are in a serious, serious relegation battle. Because for me, Gale, yes, he was good when he came into the side after lockdown, but can he do it for a full season? I don't think he can. He's championship striker. That's what he is. And he's injury prone as well. And he's only got 1 year left on his contract. So is he going to stay for next season? I don't know. Steve Bruce come out and said that, he's fit as anything. But yet, he only survived 15 minutes in the pre-season friendly. So was Dwight Gale match fit? Well, I don't know, because I didn't really see the game. And yeah, that was the first pre-season friendly of the new 2021 campaign. Now, in other news, Keelan Watts has joined Plymouth Argyle for the new season. He's on loan. He's 20-year-old. He did feature on the last game of the season against Liverpool in the 3-1 defeat. And I have to say that this is a good move for him. I didn't think he was going to feature a lot for the new season, because, let's be honest with you, he hasn't really had the experience to come into a Premier League side. He was on loan last season at two League Two clubs in Mansfield and Stevenage, and Steve Bruce has decided to send him back out on loan to promoted side Plymouth Argyle, which I think that's a good move for him in his career. He's only 20-year-old, he needs to keep getting that game time, and he's going to get the game time down at Plymouth. I just feel right now it's not the right time for him to get a game, and this is what he has had to say on Newcastle TV. Now, he said this: "I'm delighted. I had 2 loan spells last year, which were a success. Then came back and made my Premier League debut. It just shows you that you get monitored when you're on loan. And the gaffer spoke to me yesterday and said to go and enjoy it. In your career, you never want to be standing still. So getting that step up to League One gives me that opportunity of those games. And there's some big clubs in League One that I'm going I'm looking forward to playing against. I felt I started last season as a bit of a boy, but moving out of home for the first time, going away to Stevenage and Mansfield makes you grow up fast. They're a newly promoted team, and they've made some good signings. I'm glad I'm going a couple of weeks before the season starts so I can meet all the lads, meet the gaffer, and get settled in. So when the first game comes, I'll be ready to go. So he understands that this is now a step up for him, moving from League 2 up to League 1. He's going to be playing up against the likes of Sunderland, Portsmouth, Fleetwood, just to name a few clubs, Hull City. And he needs that game time, to prove what he can do. I don't think he will get in the first team for a while yet. And even if he does well for Plymouth, then hopefully now he moves on to a championship club for next season and see what he does. But in the meantime, good luck to him. And I wish him all the very best at Plymouth, and hopefully things work out for him, and he could be a future number at the Newcastle United squad. He could be, one of the numbers, one of the players, that we could see in the future. Now, the Chronicle has reported in the last couple of days that Isaac Hayden has been lining up a new agent, which is quite strange. It says here, Isaac Hayden has deployed a new agent to try to sort out his future at Newcastle United. The midfielder has less than a year on his contract at the football club, and he's looking to try and rectify that as soon as possible. Now, we know that Steve Bruce likes Isaac Hayden, and he's given plenty of leeway in terms of, we know that he doesn't really, I wouldn't say he doesn't want to be here, but he wants to be down London. And he had those problems under Rafa Benitez, but finally he got those sorted. And I like Isaac Hayden. I think he's been a great professional, and it's easy for him to have just said, nah, I'm not going to try. But when he's been playing, he's been decent. He's been solid, and he's just got on with it. But there has been linked reports that 2 London clubs are in for him, and that is West Ham and Crystal Palace. Now, of course, they could do with a player like Isaac Hayden because they both massively struggled last season, and we know that he wants to be down London. He's only got a year left in his contract. Is he going to stay? Well, I'd like to hope that his new agent is going to discuss a new deal for him to stay here, because the fans love him, I like him, and he drives us forward. He's a player who nobody really knew about from Arsenal to when he came here, and he's done a job, and that's what you want to see. And I hope, we can get this sorted out and we can keep him on, but if we don't, then he has to be replaced, unfortunately. And the last bit of news, and this was also on the Chronicle this afternoon, and this is a player called Patrik Schick. I think that's his name. I could be wrong in this one, but to say that he's been linked as a top target for Newcastle, take this one as you wish, but the Daily Mail claims that Roma's Patrik Schick is Newcastle's top target. The striker could cost around £22 million and has been linked to Bayer Leverkusen. Todd Cantwell, Tom Davies and West McKennie has also been listed. Now, apparently 22 million quid has been the asking price of Roma. Now, last season, he was on loan at RB Leipzig. He made over 22 appearances for them, scoring 10 goals. Are we really going to pay 22 million quid for this guy? Well, I really don't know, because we're getting told one rumour in the news that we're going to get 35 million to spend, 60 to 70 million to spend, or we've got nothing at all. I don't know what to believe, but what I was saying before is we need a striker. That's vital. We need a striker, because if we don't get a striker, we are massively going to struggle. Now, I don't know too much about him. He obviously plays his football at Roma, but they're obviously looking to offload him. Bayer Leverkusen seems like the more popular destination for him, because if you look at Kai Havertz, who's been linked with Chelsea for 90 million quid, they're probably going to use that money to buy Patrik Schick. Now, we'll have to wait and see on that, and we'll see how that rumbles on. But for me, it does look like a rumour, but you never know. The Chronicle are reporting it. I'll leave a link down below in the description, and we'll see what happens from there. But there are your news. Newcastle United beat Crewe by 3-0. Keelan Watts has joined Plymouth Argyle on loan for the 2020-2021 season. Isaac Hayden is looking for a new agent to finalise either a new deal in Newcastle or a move elsewhere to a London club. And Patrik Schick is also being linked with the club. They are your news regarding Newcastle United. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and also put your comments down below. Until the next one, keep it tuned. How are the lads?